Bonjour à toutes et à tous, Ciel de Sagazan, directeur marketing et solutions chez Data Solutions. Je suis très heureux de vous retrouver aujourd'hui pour ce webinaire autour de Pimcore X. Nous avons un invité exceptionnel et particulier, je lui passe la parole dans quelques instants. Juste avant, je vais simplement vous rappeler que vous pouvez poser toutes vos questions par l'intermédiaire de l'onglet questions, voire également du chat si vous le souhaitez, et nous prendrons quelques temps à l'issue du webinaire pour y répondre avec Dietmar. Dietmar, I give you the lead. It's up to you.
Thank you, and bonjour. Also from my side, so my English, my French is catastrophic. So I tried in English, and I'm doing better there. So thank you very much for your time, Cyril. Thank you very much for your introduction. I'm going to start now my screen. Let me quickly do that. So this is so. Let's. Now you actually also should be able to see my screen. Yes, so thank you very much for the introduction and for your kind words. So we are doing right away, we are doing a lot of Pimcore 10 presentations right now together with several partners globally, because Pimcore 10 actually was released exactly 1 week ago and 2 days. And we see a good interest, a tremendous interest, and already 600 customers have already migrated to the latest Pimcore X release. So we also see that there is really a fast adoption to the latest version of the Pimcore platform. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Dietmar Rietsch. I'm the CEO of the Pimcore company. I'm talking to you from Salzburg, Austria. And yes, Pimcore is now 10 years old. It's time for the 10th release. And I'm gonna have a presentation divided into 2 parts. In the first part, I really would like to repeat what actually is Pimcore, where are we going to, and then I have some slides for you in terms of Pimcore X. So what is really brand new? What have we been up to in the last month of developing the Pimcore platform? So that will be the story actually for today. Let me kick it off. And if you have any questions, of course, please feel free to enter them to the question field on the right. And both of us, Cyril and I, will be pleased to answer all your questions that you might have. Yeah, Pimcore. Welcome to Pimcore. Own the digital world is our claim. We are actually an open source software for data management and experience management. And I heard that most of the customers of a data solution use the Pimcore platform for data management. Let it be product communication or customer communication. Let it be the topic of master data management, CDP, customer data platform. And of course, that's PIM product information management or product experience management. So let me step into the platform and give you some numbers of the platform, the current numbers of the last 2 releases of the Pimcore platform. So these are some numbers from Pimcore 5 and some from Pimcore 6 that you see now on your screen. So currently more than 100,000 companies use the Pimcore platform in 56 different countries and with unlimited languages. We have 130 certified solution partners and 300 contributing developers. And currently, we are a system that is really used worldwide across certain industries. And currently, they use Pimcore for managing 150 million websites, 700 million digital assets, 3.6 billion products and other master data records, and more than 10 billion relations. So that's the current numbers of the last 2 releases, what people are doing basically with the Pimcore platform. And as you have seen now within these numbers, a lot of companies are using Pimcore for managing their product data, for example, or other master data such as customer records and so on. So more than 3.6 billion records are currently managed with the platform. So what is actually the platform all about? It's about the customer experience. And for the customer experience, quite some things are needed. You need awesome data. You need this data to be available on any channel. And then you need applications or processes on top of this data, basically. And that's what Pimcore actually does. So we provide awesome data in terms of product data, in terms of customer data, and also in terms of transactional data. So we are more than just a PIM system or product experience management system. We position ourselves, I would say, more in the direction of master data management, because we believe that for creating awesome customer experience, you need a lot of different data entities from different disciplines and different company silos. So, of course, you need products, but also you need customer data, because you would like to personalize product data, for example, for certain customer groups. So therefore, you need a lot of different entities to create really awesome data. Then this data has to be available across your channels. This is, for example, of course, digital channels. This could be the POS integration. We are talking about the topic of multi-channel publishing and omni-channel commerce and these kind of things. It has to be available for voice, for example. Then, of course, still very prominent, you have to need the data sheets for print, for example, to automate your whole print publishing with PIM data, for example. And of course, you need that information to be available at your fingertip, also mobile. And then Pimco provides not only the data management capabilities, the multi-channel publishing capabilities, single source publishing, but also the processes in terms of content, in terms of commerce, and in terms of marketing. So basically, that's the quick summary of the Pimcore platform. So it's more than just a PIM system or an MDM system. It really targets in a multi-channel way the whole customer experience. And that's just some slide that I just got yesterday from Gartner that illustrates people or more and more companies look for an integrated software suite for managing data, and also not only managing data, but also displaying experiences on multiple channels instead of the traditional strong best of breed approach. So there's a strong curve up that people start to really are looking more and more to integrated suites such as the Pimcore platform instead of the best of breed approach, which was very traditionally the typical Gartner analyst's way how to select software products. But now that was a just introduction. So we are doing data management and we're doing experience management, all within a single platform. But now I would like to come to the main topic for today, which is Pimcore X. Pimcore is 10 years old. So we turned 10 years, I think a few weeks ago, actually. And that's the best way. How is the best way to celebrate that we say, okay, that's also Pimcore X for 10 years old, and it's a new area in terms of data and experience management. So we worked the last year on this release, and so really it's a big release, a tremendous big release that we have been working on. And one of the most important things for you is, of course, features. But before, I would like to touch also the technology, because we understand that data management applications such as MDM, PIM, and CDP, and also digital asset management is a crucial part of your digital transformation strategy, probably, because management of data and integrating that data management capabilities with your other corporate IT, like ERP systems, like BI systems and CRM systems, are a critical application. Therefore, you have to be sure to really use the latest technology stack that is really available in terms of security, in terms of stability, in terms of the total cost of ownership, and also the future of the application itself. So we are actually the first data management application that runs on PHP 8 and the Symfony framework. We utilize XJS 7. So everything below what you see in the Pimcore platform is brand new. Of course, very well tested also, but really revolutionized these technology topics to really to provide you the stack that you need to have to be really up to date and have the latest technology. And of course, Pimcore X is not only about technology, by far not, but we have included 700 plus improvements and new features in the platform itself. So that's basically the new technology and 700 improvements and new features. Now I'm gonna show you some of the features that we have integrated, some of the new functionalities which have been integrated. Of course, I won't be able to tell you all the 700, but I will focus on a few of them and a few of the big ones, I would say. One of the big topics of product information management, I would say, is also importing data into the Pimcore platform. And importing data into the Pimcore platform wasn't that easy, I would say, the last 10 years, because most of you know we have more than 40 or more than 50 actually data entry components, how you can data model your whole things. That is simple components like text input, numeric input, but also very complex multi-language classification systems and so on. So we are talking about a multi-dimensional data model that is basically what Pimcore is famous for. You know, that they have multiple dimensions and big translations and all of these things, and can really structure your data even for the most complex cases. So we have customers that mention one of the biggest one is 45 million data records, and per data records they have about between 1,000 and 2,000 attributes, complex attributes. Therefore, you can imagine that importing data is not that easy, especially if the data is really complex, if the data needs to be real time, for example, and if you have to really manage a lot of relations and complex data models. So data importing was, until that time, data importing was primarily using the Pimcore API to get data into the Pimcore platform. But not anymore. We have now created a new data importer, which is compatible with all the data models that you have, and where you can really quickly import the data into the Pimcore platform with multiple input formats, with multiple transcodings, with multiple ETL processes like content extraction, mapping, and the whole topic of getting the data in the right fields, basically. And that's the data importer. This is now included in the Pimcore platform, and this is also available Pimcore in the Pimcore Community Edition, which continues to be open source and free of charge. We have tested this data importing really in detail, handling millions of data records, no problem. But still, of course, there are special use cases where going with the API is still more effective than even the data importer, especially if you have, for example, a lot of customer-specific data, such as customer-specific assortments or customer-specific prices. If you, for example, need to import for a catalog, for example, I don't know, a billion products, and not a billion products, but a billion prices, because you have different target groups, then the API is still the way to go. But we have the data importer, it's ready to use, and it's part of the free community edition. Then we have the perspectives editor. You know the Pimcore platform, and you know that every aspect of the Pimcore administration interface can be adapted to your exact needs. Because we know that there is a difference between a product manager working with product data and a digital asset management guy working with digital asset data, or like a marketing guy that wants to produce web to print, catalogs. So these are different stakeholders, different target groups, and with the perspective editor, it's possible to create specific interfaces of the Pimcore platform that really fits 100% to the needs of this stakeholder. So there is no need that you have to, that you have a complex interface anymore with all of the options, but you can really adjust that to the needs. And the perspective editor is also free and part of the community edition. Then for creating, for example, creating documents, that could be, for example, PDF documents, or creating Word documents, but also, of course, digital documents. Everything, the document editor has been rebuilt from scratch, basically. Everything is now real time. You can do drag and drop and without reloading. and without saving and so on. You have a draft mode and everything, so you can really work with the whole platform, work with all of those components to create really documents in a multi-channel environment. Yeah, let it be PDF documents, let it be, I don't know, digital signage, for example, for integration on the POS, or let it be, website documents or e-commerce, for example. So this is all really new. The next one is, I would say, one of the biggest improvements under the hood that we took. These are called, or we call it, the cloud improvements. Pimcore is now multi-cloud ready and is compatible with multiple clouds. So it's compatible to Amazon, to the Google Cloud, to Microsoft Azure, to OpenStack, Oracle, and also Alibaba. I think that's the, yes, Alibaba Cloud. So you can connect your favorite cloud with the Pimcore platform and utilize all your images and your documents and also your product data within that cloud environment. So file system abstraction is one of the big topics of Pimcore X, to be compatible with any cloud. And yeah, that's one of the core things under the hood that we created. Then, of course, for developers, we integrated now continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines into the system to be even faster in developing Pimcore-based solutions. And also we included Redis Sentinel high availability systems into the core of the Pimcore platform. So for example, working with millions of product data over different continents and different company departments and so on is even more faster. Even if you, for example, in China, you can really have a high availability Pimcore structure to really work out that topic. And all of these topics, cloud improvements, are also part of the Pimcore Community Edition, which continues to be open source and free of charge. Then we have some things that are only part of the Pimcore Enterprise subscription. So the Pimcore Enterprise subscription is a new offering from the Pimcore team, which sits on top of the Community Edition, the free one, and proposes additional features that are only available in the Enterprise subscription. One of the most exciting features, I would say, as far as I hear it from our customers, are the so-called experience portals. So a lot of you guys actually using the Pimcore platform for managing, for example, product data or other master data and media assets. So in that regards, Pimcore acts like a database for products, for assets, for images, for videos, for technologies, you know, everything that you can imagine, any master data you can imagine surrounding, for example, a product record. So that's basically the database on the left. So that's the Pimcore platform that you have. What we have seen is that product data and other master data has to be accessible instantly for internal departments, especially for big companies. For example, for the marketing department, for the sales department, for the product management department, even for end customers and for agencies. Until now, it was only possible that you create a website, for example, on top of the Pimcore platform that illustrates basically, or that acts as a portal with search, filtering, showing of product data, for example, sharing of data, sharing with agencies, and you know, the whole topic of working with product data, for example, or media assets with other companies or with other departments of the companies. So this was very cumbersome because you had to invest money, and you had to invest a lot of money to create these portals. These experience portals are now included in the Pimcore Enterprise subscription and are 100% configurable. So you can adapt it in every need. You can even go to your partner, like a data solution, and say, here, I would like to have something really completely customized on top of this experience portal framework, and they can do so. So these are the experience portals, and here you see a short screenshot of a demo of the experience portals. There you see search, you have filtering, there you have the products with the images. You can have multiple portals within one single portal installation. You have product data sharing, you have metadata management, and you know, all of these things to really, you do not need to access the Pimcore backend any longer for working or for sharing product data or other master data. You can just use the experience portals to do so. So this is part of the Pimcore Enterprise subscription. Another part is the product data distribution. We know that a lot of companies need to distribute the content of your Pimcore database to multiple output channels such as Google, Amazon, and Facebook, and to multiple marketing and sales channels such as eBay and so on. So we have teamed up with Products Up and can now, with a click of a button, can now distribute product data to 1,600 different communication channels. So that's basically, so I was too fast, product data distribution, which is also part of Pimcore 10, the enterprise subscription. Then another topic that is often approached to us is, you probably know how to do translation management with the typical Pimcore installation. So there are multiple ways how to do translation management. In the last few years, the integration and the needless, the tight integration of a translation memory process or a translation management process was the goal of any PIM system or MDM system. We teamed up with translations.com, and there will be further integrations too, that we tightly integrate translation management workflows on field level. So you can say, for example, on a description in the French language, you can just click on a button and say, I would like to translate that to a certain output language. Let's put it like English, for example. With a click of a button, it automatically goes to the translation management system. It gets translated, gets returned, and you don't have to leave the interface. It's all done automatically. So that's the seamless integration of translation memory. Then we have Microsoft and Adobe integration. That's also a unique thing for Pimcore 10. So you can access all your product data and all your digital assets, your images, your marketing material, your documents in the Microsoft Office product range, like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and in Adobe, in the Adobe Creative Cloud, which is InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator. So you can just drag and drop, for example, a product text or a product image in InDesign into your document, and everything, you can access this information directly in this platform. Then there are two additional small things that I would like to highlight. I don't know how many of your customers use Pimcore for digital asset management. So managing media assets. So we have the enterprise metadata functionality added to Pimcore 10. So you have really now the really rich data modeling capabilities that you also know from data objects, also available in the Pimcore DAM functionality, so in digital asset management. So you have relations, you have different types of fields. You can really, you can edit, you can manage everything that you need. The whole interface that you see on your screen now can be adapted. You can add country-specific information. You can model your data as you would like to have it. And this is not only available now in the data objects, but also for the digital assets. So it's really, I would say, in terms of digital asset management, there is not one single system out there, even not the commercial ones, that can have or that have those data modeling capabilities, how to really edit and structure DAM data models in the DAM system. And one of the other, a small thing, for example, that I also would like to share is a Pimcore Direct Edit. This is also for people that use the DAM functionalities, so digital asset management functionalities of the Pimcore platform relatively often. What can it do, basically? It's integrated in the Pimcore platform, directly in the Pimcore platform, and you have a new button which is called Open to Edit Locally. You just click on that button, then automatically the picture opens in your favorite editor. This could be Adobe Photoshop, for example, or it could be InDesign. And then you can save it, you can close it, and it's automatically related and automatically updated. You don't have to leave your application, just click on Edit locally within the Pimcore interface, and everything opens up as you would like it. And even a new version gets created, so everything is really tightly integrated. Also, of course, with Pimcore workflows for digital assets. So that's also a feature which is unique to Pimcore 10. So that's a quick summary. What actually is also available within the Pimcore Enterprise subscription, this is the long-term support. So that makes it possible for you to have even longer support for your existing Pimcore installation that runs out of the support within the next few months, basically. So your benefits are quite clear. You secure the legacy of Pimcore, you increase the ROI, and you have access to the LTS modules, and that's functionalities that keep Pimcore compatible to Pimcore X and are also available to older Pimcore installations, which are Pimcore 6.9 and Pimcore 5.8. So this is long-term support, and this is also available for the Pimcore Enterprise subscription. Of course, the same goes out with service level agreements that are also available. So what is the Pimcore platform? Of course, we know what you loved with Pimcore, the Pimcore Open Source Community Edition. So Pimcore stays free. Free and open source are also the same for Pimcore X. So all of these core features such as PIM, MDM, DAM, CDP, DXP, and Commerce are part also of the Open Source Community Edition. So this will stay free forever and is available under the general public license. That's the open source license of the Pimcore platform. If you need a little bit more, and if you would like to integrate Pimcore in your, in your back-end systems and or in your OEM strategy, for example, then you could use the Pimcore commercial license. And if you use the enterprise subscription of the Pimcore platform, you also get out of the box the experience portals, Pimcore Direct Edit, product data syndication, the marketplace integration, translation management, Microsoft and Adobe integration, and of course also included long-term support. And so that's the Pimcore platform. So it's still available, open source and free of charge. So there are no limits. Use it with 50 million products. Use it with I don't know, thousands of attributes each. No limit at all. And also the cloud features are also available for the open source community edition. But if you need a little extra power and experience portals, you can turn to the enterprise subscription. And of course, Data Solution is eager to wait for you. They can demo you the different applications in detail and show you how that really works. So what's up next? So where we are going to next? Pimcore is a framework for really the challenging cases of data management, such as MDM or PIM or CDP, as well as for experience management. So delivering the right information to the right output channel, including commerce and multi-channel publishing. What we will also deliver in the future is a purely SaaS-powered PIM and DAM installation with a new backend UI. So you have the full power of the complete data management stack of the Pimcore platform as a SaaS product, without any limits, without anything. Pimcore SaaS. Then other than that, we're working at the new workflow designer, which is really sophisticated with parallel workflows and so on. work on a new backend search, and to further integrations of our customer data platform and e-commerce integrations. So that's done, or that's what we are currently working on. With Pimcore 10, we have a complete new technology stack in the backend, and now new features will arrive with the next versions of the Pimcore platform. So I would like to thank all of you guys. Thank you for your time and your interest. Pimcore own the digital world. Thank you for your time, and over to you, Cyril. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you, Dietmar. Je vais repasser en français. Simplement vous repartager quelques points importants. Dietmar va rester avec nous. On prendra, comme je vous l'ai expliqué, un petit peu de temps par la suite pour pouvoir répondre ensemble à vos questions. Simplement vous repartager voilà, quelques informations qui arrivent. Voici. Donc, au niveau de Data Solutions et de Pimcore, ça fait quelque temps voilà, qu'on travaille avec Pimcore. Ça fait 5 ans qu'on est partenaire Pimcore. On est devenu partenaire stratégique depuis en 2018 et on a 10 personnes certifiées, alors certaines avec plusieurs niveaux de certification. Et on est très heureux de ce partenariat et voilà, de ce travail avec Pimcore. Juste pour vous redonner, si vous ne le saviez pas, et redonner un petit peu quelques clients et quelques projets réalisés dernièrement, notamment pour le groupe Lactalis, où on a mis en place un outil de gestion de l'information produit. Dietmar a beaucoup parlé de CDP, donc de référentiel client unique en bon français. On a fait ça pour Jiffy, 13 millions d'enregistrements qui sont dans une instance Pimcore. Econocom, que certains d'entre vous connaissent peut-être, a mis en place un référentiel produit et vraiment un MDM puisqu'il intègre des stocks, des tarifs, des fournisseurs. Donc, on s'éloigne un peu du PIM, mais Pimcore sait le faire. Et le dernier projet dont je voudrais parler, c'est Stanley Black Decker, qui, pour sa filiale en France, a mis en place un gestionnaire d'information produit basé sur Pimcore et surtout a intégré un certain nombre de référentiels annexes, y compris des animations marketing. Donc, on n'est pas contraint juste à des objets clients. On va quand même un peu plus loin en termes d'objets. Donc, c'est tout type de data. Any data, c'est ce que disait c'est ce que répète souvent Dietmar. Donc, voilà, on est vraiment dans ces illustrations. Je reviens simplement sur les notions d'édition, juste pour bien vous repartager. L'édition communautaire de Pimcore Community Edition, elle est certes open source, elle est certes gratuite, et surtout, elle a toutes les fonctionnalités core sans aucune limitation, et on insiste bien là-dessus. Il n'y a aucune limitation en termes de nombre d'attributs, de nombre d'enregistrements, de nombre d'utilisateurs. Jiffy, les 13 millions d'enregistrements, c'est une version community. Donc, il n'y a aucun souci, il n'y a vraiment aucune limitation. C'est basé sur une licence open source et en contrepartie, ça ne donne pas l'accès aux fonctionnalités Enterprise qui vous ont été présentées. Les fonctionnalités Enterprise, donc ça fait l'objet d'une version particulière qui s'appelle l'Enterprise Subscription, qui est une version commerciale basée sur une licence commerciale et qui, en plus de toutes les fonctionnalités du core, vous donne un certain nombre de fonctionnalités additionnelles, les portails dont Dietmar vous a parlé, Direct Edit, bref, tout un nombre de fonctionnalités qui vous permettent en fait d'enrichir le modèle de Pimcore et les fonctionnalités. Donc, pour mieux illustrer, donc voilà les fonctionnalités de l'édition communautaire. Et voilà tout ce que l'Enterprise Subscription vous amène en complément, les portails, donc partage de médias, partage de données produits avec des équipes internes ou externes. Toute la partie intégration et syndication avec notamment le connecteur ProductsUp. Et puis tous les modules de traduction et d'intégration avec CI Hub notamment pour travailler et consommer de la donnée depuis Pimcore directement dans vos applications Microsoft ou Adobe. Donc voilà, il faut bien percevoir la version Enterprise comme un accélérateur de fonctionnalités. Ça vient enrichir des fonctionnalités natives de Pimcore, sachant que ces fonctionnalités natives s'enrichissent régulièrement, bien évidemment, et sont déjà extrêmement complètes. Alors, je voulais simplement repartager également l'intérêt de partir sur un projet Pimcore avec Data Solutions, au-delà du fait d'être partenaire stratégique et donc de travailler étroitement avec Pimcore. On a également, côté Data Solutions, énormément investi, et je remercie toute l'équipe Pimcore qui travaille autour sur ce projet, à enrichir vraiment toutes ces fonctionnalités. Ce que ça veut dire, c'est que lorsqu'on va partir ensemble sur un projet, vous ne démarrez pas avec un Pimcore classique. Vous pouvez bien sûr aller télécharger Pimcore sur le site de Pimcore, mais travailler avec Data Solutions, ça vous donne accès à un certain nombre d'accélérateurs. Le premier, c'est un modèle de données sur étagère. Vous allez le voir, on a un modèle de données préconfiguré qui est un accélérateur pour la mise en place de votre projet. On a développé un module de compression de données, un module SSO, donc ça veut dire que vous pouvez vous connecter avec votre Active Directory. Bien évidemment, toutes les personnes chez vous vont utiliser qui sont sur par exemple un login Microsoft, vont pouvoir se connecter sur Pimcore via ce même login. On a réalisé un certain nombre d'évolutions sur le DAM. On a mis en place 2 connecteurs, un connecteur Fab10 pour nos clients dans la distribution et notamment tout ce qui est bricolage et distribution industrielle, et un connecteur vers la plateforme Intershop, qu'on connaît également très bien, connecteur qui est live chez 2 clients. Et puis, en complément de nos équipes PIM, notre équipe infrastructure également, ces 2 équipes ont une très grosse expertise sur le déploiement cloud, puisqu'on aide nos clients, que ce soit Jiffy ou Lactalis, Econocom, à les déployer sur des instances de type Azure ou AWS. Donc, on a vraiment cette expertise et on est à même d'assister tous nos clients dans leurs projets. Si je fais une petite présentation un peu plus rapide du modèle de données, vous voyez que ce modèle de données, il est préparamétré, il a tous les attributs pour gérer potentiellement n'importe quel type de produit. Donc ça, c'est une excellente base pour démarrer en conception et faire un peu d'itération. Je prends pas. L'énorme intérêt, c'est qu'il n'est pas restreint qu'aux produits. Il est ouvert vers des fournisseurs. On a les informations de stock, on a un objet tarif, on a des objets enrichis autour des médias. Donc, on a de quoi démarrer un PIM ou un MDM avec ce modèle de données. Et ensuite, en atelier, on va itérer pour garder, définir, adapter, fine-tuner votre modèle de données. L'autre point, c'est notre module de compression de données, donc qui vous permet d'avoir pour chaque produit une indication graphique de son pourcentage de complétude et d'identifier également par rapport à des outils que vous allez, des métriques que vous nous donnerez, de dire, je souhaite contrôler par exemple les données visuelles, les données marketing, les données logistiques, et on va même jusqu'à vous identifier quelles sont les données manquantes pour vous permettre d'atteindre les 100%. Donc ça, c'est pareil, c'est un module qui vient avec nos projets et qui l'on paramètre directement dans le cadre de l'implémentation. Les évolutions du DAM, donc on a fait 2 petites évolutions au niveau du DAM. Le premier, c'est qu'on a développé un petit outil qui permet de faire de l'affectation automatique. Donc vous chargez vos visuels avec une règle de nommage, vos documents, et automatiquement, on a un script qui va venir affecter directement ces produits en fonction de la règle de nommage, sachant que on peut intégrer dans la règle de nommage les images principales sous forme de 1, 2, 3, 4, et automatiquement, ça va aller s'affecter. Et on a bien sûr tous les reports, les produits non trouvés, et ainsi de suite. Il y a exactement la même chose pour les documents, donc par exemple des fiches PDF. Et une évolution très récente que l'on a fait, c'est que on a des clients qui utilisent des DAM externes, notamment pour une notion de CDN, comme Cloudinary par exemple. Donc, on a développé un connecteur Cloudinary pour pouvoir récupérer directement dans un PIM les images qui sont elles-mêmes gérées via ce DAM externe. Le dernier, voilà un petit point, c'est ce fameux module d'export Fab10 et Team. Bon, ça va vraiment concerner que certains clients, mais sachez que voilà, on a développé ce connecteur. Qu'est-ce qu'il vous permet de faire? Il vous permet d'affecter sur les produits qui le requièrent la classification dite ETIM, qui en fait des attributs spécifiques à cette classification, et ensuite de pouvoir générer le fichier au format Fab10 qu'attendent les distributeurs ou les revendeurs qui utilisent et cette norme pour tous leurs échanges. Donc tout ça, c'est dans le stack de Data Solutions et ça fait partie des éléments que l'on met à votre disposition lorsque, ensemble, on va démarrer un projet. La prochaine étape, et je n'ai pas encore la date, parce que on est en train justement de monter notre plateforme de démonstration. On est en train Dietmar en a parlé, Pimcore X est sorti il y a une semaine. On a déjà installé un serveur chez nous. Nos équipes le prennent en main. Et la prochaine étape, c'est qu'on sera ravis de vous inviter à une démonstration complète de Pimcore X pour vous montrer justement ce data importer, pour vous montrer les nouvelles fonctionnalités. Il y a l'autosave également, fonctionnalité de sauvegarde automatique extrêmement intéressante. Vous montrer également toute l'évolution et vous démontrer également un peu plus en détail les portails et les fonctionnalités de l'Enterprise, puisqu'on pourra également vous montrer la version Enterprise. Donc, surveillez vos boîtes mail. On est en train de monter ça avec Frédéric et l'équipe PIM pour pouvoir justement revenir vers vous et vous présenter très rapidement une prochaine démonstration live de Pimcore X. Voilà, donc nous avons fini, en tout cas pour ma partie. Comme souhaité, comme évoqué, on va prendre quelques questions, j'en vois quelques-unes. Je vais rebasculer en anglais de façon à les partager avec Dietmar. So Dietmar, we have some questions.
Yeah, please.
I'll start with one regarding, it was concerning the Microsoft interface. If it is related to, if there is no Outlook integration, it's only Word, PowerPoint, and Excel from Microsoft.
Exactly.
Okay. I think it's linked to the Microsoft part, but yes. To confirm, unfortunately, yes. At this time, there is no Outlook integration.
It would be interesting to know what people would expect from an Outlook integration. Now, that would be interesting for me.
Okay.
So if it makes sense, then we do it.
Okay. If you can complete, or then you send us an email, and I will pass it with pleasure to Dietmar.
Yes.
Okay. One question. Yes, I will on the replay link when available in this afternoon. I will add a link for downloading our presentations, so you'll be able to have them after. I don't see any other questions right now. Do you have maybe I can? We have time for 5 minutes left for last questions, if you have some on the chat. Does not. Yes. Seems one is coming.
I think Boris is coming. Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's typically for you, Dietmar.
Oh, that's typical. Yes.
What's your advantages and different from competitors?
So basically, there are 3 ways to address that, I would say. Let's look at the first one. The first one is the combination of data and experience management. So we are actually the only solution actually that does data management and delivering the right data to the right output channel. So within the Pimcore platform, you can create InDesign documents, you can create Office documents, you can create websites, you can create e-commerce. So it's a consolidated platform for data and experience management. So that's one of the main differentiator. In terms of PIM, I would say, because Pimcore is called Pimcore because we started out with PIM, product information management. We see a steady move away from PIM in the whole industry. So everything goes into the direction of MDM, so master data records and master data management. So also the PIM is only one part of master data management, and within Pimcore we are not only product centered, I would say, in terms of handling product records, but we can handle any type of structured data, which makes us anyhow, and you will see that probably at the end of this month, we are a top 2 master data management solution, also in terms of Gartner, in terms of the customer satisfaction. So we are going into MDM. That's also a big topic, the move from PIM to MDM. So, and the third one is, of course, Pimcore is, you know, you know, there are two versions available. So there's also the open source version. So in terms of total cost of ownership, you know, it's a bargain basically. So also the enterprise subscription is 1,600 euros a month, and everything is included, especially also the portals. So you can either use it free of charge, the open source edition, or you can use the enterprise subscription. So it's the holistic approach, it's the data management approach, and also it's the freeness and openness and flexibility of open source. Hopefully, Boris, this has answered a few of your questions.
Yes. I think what is important, and we have it already from our side, is that you can not only manage product data, but you can manage any type of structured data, like customer data. We've seen it with Jiffy, and you can add supplier prices, really move to MDM. So you don't need, despite the Pimcore name, it's more like a MDM, and you can store any data. And this is a real differentiator for Pimcore in terms of data management.
Exactly. I can add up to that. So we have now, you know, we have not only PIM and MDM, but we also have CDP, customer data platform. So these are a customer record. So a customer, a person, basically. We see that there is a tremendous increase in companies that would like to personalize products, product data, and also product descriptions and so on, based on a certain target audience, based on a certain segment. So you need to be able to do that. You need the transactions into the system, you need the customer records into the system, and also the product data. And you need relations. So you have different segments, customer segments, and personalized product data. So do that. You cannot do that. You cannot simply do that without having other types of records that relate to PIM records. So that's what we see often now. So it goes into the direction of MDM instead of purely product experience management or product content management.
Okay, we have a question for the workflows. Okay. Yes.
Yes. So Boris Lebon asked for validation workflows. Yes. So we have a workflow engine basically, and the interesting part of the workflow engine is that it is 100% configurable. Also in terms of parallel workflows. So for example, if you have a product, then it could be that photographs, you know, relate to that product, that product managers relate, that product attributes managers work with that product, so that multiple different users work with different stages of a product, for example, and that's possible, yes. Including specific user groups, and also in terms of alerting, in terms of missing information. And also this missing information is also user specific, because it could be that for the general product, no image is needed, but if a photographer works with a product, then he needs to enter a picture. So all of these stages and so on are possible, yes.
Yes, and what is very interesting is that also you can combine it with a workflow with a custom screen for a customer, depending upon his right or his role. So you can also have people focused on the data they need to enter. For instance, your web content team, you will not display all the fields of the product, but only the 10 relevant fields for them to work on, and then the logistic guys, they have their own screen also, so that they can really focus on entering the good data. Okay. Well, I think, Dietmar, we can stop here. I really want to thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
And I really hope we'll be able to welcome you once in France when it will be possible. But anyway, thank you again for your...
I think we have a last question, though. Oh, Marie Canet says thank you. Okay, thanks you. Thanks. It was a pleasure having you here.
Okay.
Thanks.
Donc, merci à tous encore. Le replay sera disponible cet après-midi. Et d'ici là, n'hésitez pas à contacter nos équipes commerciales chez Data Solutions et on sera disponible pour toutes vos questions et vos démos.
Perfect.
Well, thank you again, Dietmar.
Merci. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, ja. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.